Yay! The thousands of you are clapping because it's another Tuesday night with my crafting cuties. Look at this. Look what happened. They Christmas me up. I'm so excited, you guys. So welcome to the show. Clearly, I'm ready for the holidays. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so here's what happens for those of you who are brand new. This is a really cool show. You know, I talk a lot about it on the air. And what we do is we get to take a good, hard, close-up look at crafts and being really creative. And my guest, who I love, she's one of our favorites. She's just so easy and she's so wonderful to come on. She's one of the most creative people I've ever seen. And what Marilyn will teach us tonight, she always has the coolest ideas. So when she joins us, she's been on recently a couple times. It's just wonderful. So you'll definitely want to stick around and see her surprises because you'll learn a ton of cool things. Also, what we do is you really get a close-up look. For me as a crafter and someone who's passionate about sharing creativity, I do get a little frustrated when I'm on the air because we have to go so quick through all the products that you really can't stop and go, oh, especially for new people, it's like, I don't know what they just did. I don't get it. So this is a very welcoming space where we take our time. I do still talk fast, sorry about that, but we do take our time and actually really get a hard look at some really neat stuff. The items that you see typically on the show are not available on the air and they're bought exclusively for our Tuesday night. So here's what I would recommend. You want to shop for it when you see it. We got a couple ways to shop, but I do want to roll that video if you don't mind DeWitt. What you do is, again, HSN Gets Crafty. This is our brand new portion of our website on hsn.com. So you type in HSN Gets Crafty and it takes you right there. You can see replays of the show. If you are on your computer, that's where you shop. Don't be freaked out about that HTTPS. You click that and that's where you shop to buy the products tonight. Now you won't leave the show, so don't be scared of that. Just shop right through it. Now if you're on your computer, I'm sorry. I messed that up, didn't I? This is right. This is if you're on your tablet or your mobile, you click that right there. And I know it looks wonky, but please don't worry about it. It's the easiest way to shop. I know a lot of you are watching on one thing and shopping on another one, which is also a smart way to do it. But we just wanted to point that out in case you are brand new. Also, one other quick note. I do shout outs. I'm going to make it a little quicker tonight so we can get to Marilyn. But if you're a first timer, please put first timer, and I consider you all my crafting cuties, so I'm so glad you're here. All right, let's get started with some shout outs because we got people in the house. So Sharon's here. She says, good evening. Antonia, hi, honey. She said, yay, I'm on time. Hi, Suzanne. I like promptus. That's lovely. Let's see. Daisy's here. Hi, everyone from Barston, California. Good evening. Hi, Daisy. We have Georgia joining us from New York. Evelyn is from North Carolina. We got another Evelyn. We have Sharon joining us from South Texas. Antonia, San Antonio's in the house. Diane says hi from Toms Rivers, New Jersey. Mitzi says excited. Well, we're excited you're here. Elaine is joining us from Oregon. Eddie is joining us. Good evening, everyone from Northwest Colorado. Desiree is joining us from Pittsburgh, PA. Tina is from Philly. A Philly girl. I hope you're an Eagles fan. Sometimes we do digress and talk football. They're doing really good. It makes me nervous as heck. Let's just be honest. If you're a diehard Eagles fan, you're tormented. You're tormented when we stink, and you're tormented when we do great. Yeah, you just wait. You're just like, yeah, this is going to fall apart at the end. We know it, but hopefully it won't.
As a Dolphins fan, I feel you.
Oh, yeah, Evelyn's a Dolphins fan. Oh, well, good Lord, hon. You should. I feel you. I feel bad. Sorry. Lynette says hi from Chile, Massachusetts. You know, I just saw the weather report today, and like a whole bunch of you up north are going to get slammed with snow. Oh, my gosh. Which means it'll get cooler down here, which we kind of like. All right. Lynette says hi from Chile, Massachusetts. That Jens is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Love Grand Rapids. Marie says hi from Fairport, New York. Melanie, good evening. Hope your day was fantastic. Well, thank you for asking. It was productive. I woke up. And from the moment I woke up to the moment I got here, I literally took care of so much stuff. I have all these gifts to wrap and I have things to do. And it was, you know, when you have one of those really good productive days and you're just like, dang, that felt good. And also, this is so funny. If you guys are following me on Facebook, I've been trying to do the Advent calendar and every single day. I got a little bit behind. So I also had to make up for a couple of days. And if you haven't seen what I'm doing, it's last year's Advent calendar. I opened it up and decided I was going to try to do a project a day. So yes, I got caught up. We're going to get me caught up officially tomorrow. But each day, almost, I've been putting up new videos and you'll see the final products that I have. And I'm pretty happy with the next couple of ones that I did to get me caught up to tomorrow. So go check it out on my Facebook page. Oh, also one other quick note. If you're personally coming through on my Facebook page, I cannot see your comments. So if seems like I'm blowing you off, I'm not. You have to leave that and come to HSN's Facebook page and watch the show through that link, and then I can see your comments. So I just feel bad because if I miss some of your comments, it's because I can't see them. So sorry about that. All right, and keep going here. We have Melanie here, and Francesca's joining us. I love that name. Nancy, another Pittsburghian. Coletta, hi Coletta. She's joining us from Arkansas. Brenda Kay is here. Hi, Brenda Kay. Here's your crafting cutie from Kentucky. Hello, everyone. Hi, girl. Darlene's here from Illinois, and Desiree, love the outfit. Thank you. I'm very, very merry. Christina's joining us from Sacramento, Northern California. Absolutely. Daisy says, beautiful. Evelyn says, hi, Suzanne from Crafting Cutie in Louisiana. That is the second Evelyn today. And our very own Evelyn is back. We're going to see her in DeWitt in just a second. Melissa's joining us from Utah. Nancy's from Napa. I'm so jealous, Nancy. I certainly hope you drink wine if you live in Napa. You imagine being like you know what I mean? Can you imagine if you didn't drink and you lived in Napa? It's a good thing. I'm not against anybody drinking, but if I lived in Napa.
Well, you might get tired of it too. Like, do people on a dairy farm?
Shut up, DeWitt. Wait, do people, okay, DeWitt, if you didn't hear him, he said, do people on the dairy farm drink a lot of milk? Well, if you live on a dairy farm, like I'll tell you what, the Wisconsin curd cheese is some of the best. Fried Wisconsin curd cheese. Let's have a moment. Anyway, yeah, if I lived on a dairy farm, I love cheese so much. Good question, though.
Here's the thing, though, but with dairy, you can make so many things.
Yes.
Butter, ice cream.
Yeah, they're saying butter, ice cream, cheese curd stuff. Yeah, but wine. I could make a slushie. I would think a wine cooler, a sangria. What, girl?
Hey, I've had wine cheese. You can make
wine cheese. I think you could make more with wine and be happier about it if you live in Napa. All right, sorry, we go on. I sure hope you drink wine if you live in Napa. If you don't, I understand, I get it. Or maybe you had to stop drinking the wine in Napa. Yeah, I get that too. All right, anyway, Renee from Southwest Texas. Hey, Carmen's here from California. Nancy's joining us from Costa Rica. I love it when we have people who join us like all over the place. I love that. Melanie, hello from Southern California. My California folks are there. Liz joining us from Michigan, which you probably are going to get it with snow. Melissa, cute outfit. Thank you, Melissa. Janet says, hi, Suzanne and Crafting Cuties from and I'm here every timer in Marietta, Georgia. Well, Janet, I love it. You're here every time. Beverly's joining us from Cold, Tennessee. Glad I made it on time. We've got promptness tonight. I appreciate that. Donna's here from Tennessee. Milena says, Crafting Cutie coming in from Milwaukee. Not new, but love being with everyone. Me too. And I've got some fun. I don't know how much of this I can announce and release this time because I just had a really good meeting yesterday, and you guys are going to be excited of what I have coming up in the new year. I guess I can't talk about that just yet. But anyway, Francesca's a first timer. Hi, Francesca. Oh, do me a favor too, Evelyn. Would you keep track of first timers? Christina Stark's joining us. You look adorable. Thank you. It's a little goofy. Darlene's from Louisiana. Jane says, Happy Christmas for you all from Sylvania, Ohio. Sorry about that. Carol, first timer from St. Louis. Hi, Carol. We have Shelly, first timer from Florida Panhandle. I have all my first timers. Hello, welcome. Then we have, keep going, Peggy from Oklahoma. Maryland, I need one of those productive days. So much still to do for Christmas. Oh yeah, Marilyn, I'm with you too. I was so happy to get so much stuff done. And you know what? All the stuff I did was for tonight. Get me caught up in my Advent that I was behind and felt bad. And then a few things coming up in the next 2 days. So I still got to squeeze in wrapping. I mean, I'm just not ready. Agnes is from Hill Country, Texas. Lenine, hi Lenine. Hello, a little late, but here from Washington. Dawn is here. Shout out to my Chiefs. Oh, there we got a little football talk. All right. You know, I like the Chiefs because Andy Reid used to be the former coach of the Eagles, and I always liked Andy, so there you go. Julie, hello from Sarasota, Florida. You're a neighbor. Christy from Louisville, Kentucky, which love, I just can't say it. Diane's from Savannah, Georgia. Now that is a beautiful city. Everyone put it on your bucket list to go to Savannah, Georgia. Let's see. Ruth is joining us from Chicago. Unfortunate news, my 34 Christmas. Stop it. Okay, we have to have a moment. So Ruth says, hi from Chicago. Unfortunate news. My 34 Christmas cards I made were stolen from the UPS mailbox. Not a card was received by anyone. As a crafter, you can feel my pain. Ruth, I am so sorry. I know you must have put love and attention. I'm sure the cards were gorgeous. I'm sorry. But you know what I do believe in? Karma. So whatever horrible person literally stole your handmade cards, well, they're going to HE double toothpicks, okay? We're just, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, you got to believe in that. I do. I'm like, you know what? I've had some stuff happen and I thought, you know what? I bet they'll get theirs, even if I don't know they're getting it. So I'm sorry, Ruth. Okay, let's see. Mary's here from Kansas. Julie's here. She says, hi, Evelyn is back. She goes, yay, Evelyn is back. You're going to see Evelyn and DeWitt in just a second. Kathy is joining us from Florence, Kentucky. Lynn, hello from Indiana. How do you say it? B-E-T-I, Batana? Batana, right? Would that be right? Batana? Oh, I hope I got it right because that's a cool name. From Miami, Florida. There you go. Another Dolphins fan, maybe. Kathleen is joining us. She says, hey, Suzanne, go Eagles.
Betiana.
Oh, Betiana. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, Betiana, I messed up your name. Lewis is joining us from Georgia. Let's see. Heidi from Massachusetts. Marion's joining us from Pennsylvania. Eve says, hello, happy holidays. Sandy from PA. Eve says, hello from PA. Kathy, hi from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You look adorable. Suzanne, thank you. Another first timer. Hi, Kelly D. Welcome. Okay, Colleen is here from Virginia. Debbie from North Carolina. Terry's joining us from rainy Cedar Rapids, but better than snow. Good point. We have Heather from Coral Springs, Florida. Hi, Heather. Connie's joining us. Kelly's joining us. She's a first timer, as I mentioned. Julie, got my Q-Pixel, but haven't had time to play with it yet. I'm going to take a moment with Julie. We did Q-Pixel last Tuesday night, and it's literally using augmented reality to be able to paint and do graphics and to draw and all this cool stuff. If you didn't see it, Evelyn, what do they do, you guys, or DeWitt? Do they go to YouTube and look up HSN Gets Crafty? I think that's how you can see a replay.
Or just watch it on Facebook, too.
But they need to look it up, though.
Right.
They just type in, okay, so if you're on Facebook, type in the search, HSN Gets Crafty. You've got to go look at Q-Pixel. That's what she's talking about. It's one of the coolest things ever, but get it out of the box, for gosh sakes. Kelly from Boston. Eve says, love your outfit. Patricia says, love from Delaware. Kathleen, did you make your shirt? No, I didn't. I bought this one. But I could have. I honestly could have, but I didn't have time. All right, let's see. Sue. Hi, Suzanne. You look so festive. Hi from McHenry, Illinois. All right, I know I got to get through everybody. Betiana, how do you say it again?
Betiana.
Oh, I did say it right. Betiana says, hello, Heather. Oh, they're chatting with each other. Oh, I love that. Kathy, hello from Maryland. Lenine says, got my Studio Light Advent calendar on the 9th, trying to keep up. Just opened yesterday and today. Yeah, you know what's really funny? I thought I was tracking really well. And then I looked at the date today and I said, oh, shoot. And I was behind a couple days. So by tomorrow, I'll have us caught up to tomorrow. And I hope you will go check out my Facebook page and follow it. And then you'll see what I got going on. All right. Brenda K says, hi, Suzanne. We pronounced it Louisville. Oh, yeah, Louisville in Kentucky. Louisville, you're right. You're absolutely right. Shelley says, karma is real. There we go in some karma chat. Pat says, hello from Amory, Wisconsin. First timer. Hi, Pat. Welcome. Kathleen, I'm so behind on my card making. I have 60 to make. Oh, girl. And they will not get stolen. Okay, we know that. I'll tell you something I'm going to do. I'm going to post on my Facebook page after tomorrow evening is I am taking an anaglyphic collection. And if you guys saw, DeWitt, was it 2 weeks ago I did the gift card maker kit? Yeah. And I have 5 gals who are going to be joining, or 4 other gals joining me. And tomorrow night I'm doing a whole holiday Christmas gift card making kit using Anna and I don't remember, was that Paper House maybe who did it? It's really cool because it's a whole kit. Oh, Paper House is a whole kit. Oh, actually, you know what? If you go to hsn.com in the search engine and type in Suzanne Gets Crafty, you'll see at least the Paper House kit that I'm talking about. Anyway, so I'm very excited because I'm going to actually make cards with my friends. So I hope you all have thought about having a card party with friends or family, or y'all get together and do it. So I'm very excited because I'm doing that tomorrow at my friend's Lisa's house. So anyway, Crystal, love your hair bow. Thank you. What, darling?
I did put the link for the Q-Pixel show in the comments.
Oh, you did?
And it's listed as HSN. So if you just scroll, it's obviously towards the bottom. But if somebody did want to see the show, it is there.
Oh, thank you. Evelyn put a link to the Q-Pixel show. Thanks, Ev. At the you got to scroll down. Did you attach it so it's hooked?
Yeah, it's in the link. Right?
It's in the link, and you can hit that later, and you can see the Q-Pixel show. It's some of the coolest like blow your mind technology you ever see. All right, I know I'm running too long. Connie and Tina, hello, and Cheryl from Kansas. Hi, Cheryl, first timer. Tara, I haven't started mine yet, but don't have that many to make. Oh, we were lucky because the one gal's got 60. She's got to get started. She'll be giving them out. She'll be driving them to people's houses on Christmas Eve, passing them out. Let's see. Inga's joining us from Virginia. Love the hairpiece. Thank you. Melina says, my Q Pixel came during dinner tonight. I just tried it. Loved it. Need to figure out how to upload clip art now. I'm so glad you opened it up. And yes, they have all the instructional videos on there and how to do it. If you guys, again, it is worth watching last week's show because we spent a long time on it to really see how cool it is. It really will blow your mind. All right, Denise is joining us. Angie, Merry Christmas from Middleburg, Florida. I know I got to wrap it up. Did I miss? Oh, I'm missing some people. Okay, do me a favor. If you see any first timer or anybody who has a comment I should absolutely read, then let me know because I got to get going because I'm getting the finger. All right, now here we go because it has been how many weeks?
12.
Oh, geez, OP, 12 weeks off. 3 months off. Evelyn had baby Leo. Let's show baby Leo. The most recent picture we have of baby Leo. Look at that hair. I just can't get over the hair of baby Leo. This is baby Leo, who's now 3 months old. And DeWitt, I have my A team with me. Evelyn and DeWitt, come out and join me. I want you guys to welcome Evelyn back. DeWitt has been with me week after week, and we are celebrating the holidays together. And we love you guys. And DeWitt, thank you so much for being so wonderful. Where are you? And that's your little card. Look at the little card I made him.
That is adorable.
It's a little fan card, so you know that's that. And this is for you, my love, and that's for baby Leo.
Oh my God,
I love you both so much. Thank you for being here, you guys.
Thank
We have
you.
so much fun, and we've had the best news about the show, and lots of things are happening in the new year. So, yay! All right, you ready? Let's get started. DeWitt's got to run all the way back. And they got to open. Aren't they cute as a button? Lenine says, oh, baby Leo's so sweet. Julie says, oh my word, he's so adorable. They're all saying, Karen says, oh my gosh, adorable little guy. Brenda, what a doll baby. But that hair, did he come out of the womb with all the hair? Stop it. Did the nurses and stuff crack up? She had the worst indigestion of any pregnant woman I've ever met in my life. She was so sick for the longest time. Damn, or darn, did the nurses just like go, whoa, that's a lot of hair.
They did.
I think you should do a pompadour though on him one day. Would you please do a pompadour?
We're working on the mohawk or like
Oh, sure.
the side part look. Like,
The side part. You can actually put a bow in that hair, it's so long. All right, so enough of that. Marilyn is so fabulous for always putting up with our shenanigans before I get to her. But honestly, you're about to see one of the most creative people I've ever gotten to work with. She is going to teach you guys the coolest ideas with our brand new kit. So let me introduce the kit. You ready? Dun, dun, dun. All right, now this is actually a choice of, and she's going to work with the whole thing, and it's super cool. This is a series of dies that are completely interchangeable. So if you buy more than one, you can interchange the outlines with the interiors. You can use the words. You can use just this part with the looks like the words are in there. It's really, really brilliant. This is an incomplete die collection. So you have your choices of birthday wishes, thank you. This is just because, and we have you are special. And what I really love is they're all interchangeable. Now she's also going to incorporate these two things, which is really neat. This is going to be your stencil sets, and they're from Creative Expressions, and they're a stencil set. Now the stencil set are $11 a piece, and we have 3 flex pays tonight. But wait a minute, you know what? No, we should have 5. Yeah, the cards are wrong. We have 5 flex pays. It says 3. But we have 5 flex pays, which means, I don't know, you want to see your card you made me? This one says 3, this one says 5. Okay. All right, guys, so we have 5 flex pays across the board. As a matter of fact, the one stencil set, this one's called Tulip Fields, and this one's called Wings of Wonder. The flex pay is $2.20. To put it on a major credit card, you pay it off in 5 months, which is really, really cool. Also, just FYI, this is back. I beg for them to get this back into stock, and it sells out all the time. This is from Creative Expressions, Couture Creations, and this is the die cut in bond, fabulous tape. Marilyn's going to use it as part of her demo, but she's not going to demo how this works exactly. So stay with me, because after she's done, I'm going to show you a brief demo of how this exactly works. It basically takes anything and makes it a sticker, but I will stay with me after I say goodbye to her. And if you're not familiar with this, I'll show you exactly how it works. All right, let's get her here. One of the most creative people I have ever met in my life, and she is an absolute delight, and she's super wonderful for joining us a lot. And you are back. Welcome. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone. Glad to be here.
All right, so this is so cool how this next collection works. I wanted to ask a question as we get into it. If I buy one or two of these, is there even more interchangeables available either on our line, or will there be more coming up?
I'm not sure about any coming up. I think they're kind of they might work with some of the nested die sets from Creative Expressions, because they'll probably have similar sizes. But I'm sure you can work with anything. I've got a few examples to show you how you can use it and try and get the most out of the dies that you either purchase or the stencil set. So.
Oh, I love it. Okay. And just for the dies, by the way, I'm sorry, I didn't give you the item number, guys. There's various item numbers for them. So you have a bunch of different item numbers, but they're $17.85. And again, tonight we have 5 flex on everything. So just pick your die and they're all $17.85. All right. So let's show them what we're going to do tonight and kind of explain this, because these are really nice heavy duty dies.
Yes. Yeah. So they're actually called block sentiments. And like Suzanne said, they're interchangeable. This one has the sentiment, "You are so special." And what's unique about these dies is that they cut out the sentiment and you're left with the negative. So it doesn't, I've got a few in here to show you. So you can use both the negative and the positive. So this is, I've cut it out. And so because everything cuts out and is joined, you can then use, I don't know, which is, I would call this the negative, but you also get each individual word that's all joined together that you can use as well. So you get 2 for 1. And then each of the die sets come with a frame. And this, I'm just going to move this a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. This is a lovely lace frame. Turn it this way. And this, you can work with this. I mean, this one comes with "You Are So Special," but it will also work with a "Thank You," etc. And I'm going to show you how you can also just use it to create fancy borders for your items. Now these dies, so there's 2 dies per set. You get the frame, and the frame, you saw it here as a frame that's cut out because I cut this from inside. But otherwise, you can get this as a full die cut. And I have an example to show that a little bit later. So you can either cut it with like a small little frame like this, which is a true frame, or you can cut a fancy rectangle. So lots of ways to use it. And in all of the die sets, you do get some examples on the inside. So you have some inspiration there, and you can see, you can change the way the words, so the words come out like this, but when you add them to your project, you can change them however you want them to appear. And the fonts are similar, so you can actually mix and match. So this says "You Are So Special," but you could also do "Special Birthday Wishes." So you can add some of the sentiments together. This one is "Birthday Wishes." And this also comes with a frame and then the die for the birthday and wishes. And this frame has little lines that you can see there that are straight, because there's another frame that has angles, and these deboss. So they create little impressions into the area around. And so this is like a solid rectangle, which has the fancy edge, like I was saying. So I didn't cut from the inside, but this is what the edge looks like on this frame. So that's birthday wishes. And then we have thank you, and thank you has the angled debossed edge. So you can see that there. So similar to the birthday wishes, but it's on a little bit of an angle. And that comes with the thank you. And then the last one is just because, and it has sort of a lacy-like frame that goes with that one, and then the just because. So they all, you can use the positive and the negatives, and you can use the frame. So before I'm going to show you all of my examples, because I use both of them, that was why we added the stencil set, because in order to really show you all the uses of the sentiments, we needed some cards to add some sentiments to. So this is a 3 stencil set. This is the tulip design. They're all 5.5 inches long, so this way, and this one's 1 1/4 inches wide, this one's 3 1/4 inches wide, and this one's 5.5 inches wide. But again, you can use just parts of them if you like. And this second set is similar. It has butterflies. You can see butterfly designs, some flowers, and again, it has the 3 different stencil sizes, all the same size. So 1 1/4, 3 1/4, 5.5, all by 5.5 long. So I've got some samples to show you how you can use the stencils. So let me show you some of my samples here, and I'll explain some of them as we go of how I use the different items. So this is using the Wings of Wonder stencil set, and I used a blending brush to put ink into the stencil, and I just used a variety of inks. Then while my stencil was still on top, I used some Versamark just over the butterfly, and then I added some embossing powder. So the butterfly, you can see there, has sparkle. So that's a very easy way to add sparkle only to whatever areas you want in your stencil. And then for this, I used the thank you, and I cut 2. I cut the blue out, and I cut black so I could shadow it. So you can do that as well. You can cut 2, just put them on top, and then you've got a shadow. Here, I used the 1 frame, and I just made a longer strip. Now this is longer than the frame it is, but I was sort of like joined them right down here.
You were tricky.
So if you're creative, you can either put a bow somewhere where they join, or just add your sentiment over top. You'll never know, and you've got a full border. So another way to use the frame. Now this is one of the tulip stencils, and what I did was I ran the stencil through on my rubber mat. So I put my paper down, then I put my stencil down, and then I ran it through my die cutting machine using my rubber mat, and it presses the paper through the stencil, so you get the embossed effect. So that's another way to use your stencils. I then just created a rainbow design. And here, what I did was I used the frame. This is from Just Because. And if I put these 2 together, then it would be the size of that fancy rectangle with the fancy border. I just cut it down the angle, and then you just used it in the corners as a frame under my design.
So brilliant.
And then that's the sentiment birthday wishes. That's cut out.
Okay.
Then another way I use the stencil, so my camera's a little fuzzy, but this is the tulip stencil again. And this time what I did was I put it on some paper, and I sprayed it with some ink spray. And then I took my stencil, so my stencil was wet. I turned it upside down onto a new piece of paper, and then you got this artsy looking tulip background.
Gorgeous.
This, thank you. So you notice it's smaller. So what I did was I cut it to the size. So this is the same size. This is just because, but it gives you an idea. I cut it just so that it would fit better on my card design. And then all I did was I took my frame and I just put it in the corner and then ran it through my die cutting machine because the rest of the frame's not going to cut anything. And then I did the opposite corner so I could still get that debossed look around a smaller area. So you can use your frames for a whole bunch of different sizes, create different size impressions. Those are just some die cut tulips that I added. So, and then, oh, I didn't put a sentiment on the inside. And then in this example, I also used the tulip stencils just inked with some green and then a few different colors. I added a little bit of microfine glitter into some areas of the tulip just to add a little sparkle. And then here I just added the UR, and then on the inside I put So Special.
And you use the elongated stencil there.
Yeah, the narrow one, the 1 1/4 inch. So I could just add the design to the inside so it all matches. But that's the nice thing about cutting all the words out individually is you can use them as they come out of the die as a negative, or you can use a positive and just space them out however you like. So in this example, I used the die cut and bond tape or double-sided tape, but I just used it as double-sided tape. So here I cut out a heart and I added some gilding flakes. So those are just flakes that you can just press into a double-sided tape or the die cut and bond and create the beautiful gold shimmery, this is autumn leaves, I think, gilding flakes. And then here I just used some double-sided tape. This is the You Are So Special again, and I used it on a full rectangle, black rectangle. And then you can see I just used the gilding flakes in behind. So I just put a strip of the die cut and bond down and then rubbed in some gilding flakes. And then that became the negative. I did add some foam. I have some foam strips to raise it. So it looks pretty interesting when you see it there, that it has that dimension and you see the color behind it.
You know what's so interesting, Marilyn, on that one is how striking the black on black is, but also how nice the dyes are because it just gives you such a beautiful lacy effect on the outside.
Exactly. That frame is really, really pretty. And even the negative from the frame, it kind of looks like a postcard. So you can even use that part of the frame if you like. Beautiful. All right, moving on. So this one is one of the butterfly stencils. This is a large square stencil. And so I used a variety of colors. There's quite a bit going on here. But then I thought, okay, I'm going to use this frame just to highlight a portion of that stencil design. So that was the frame just cut out with the rectangle cut out in the center. And then also what I did was you can cut it and just use corners if you wanted. So another way to use your frames, just add little corners to your design. And you could use that for any of the frames.
What did you do for the butterflies? The bodies of the butterfly?
So the butterflies, yes. So you can see, I'm going to try and raise it a little bit.
You can see it's great.
After I stenciled the color, I actually had, it's called Jelly Glaze from Creative Expressions, and it's like a paste. So I just put that into the stencil with a palette knife just over the butterfly. So any stencil you can use, glaze or paste, to create that dimension. And that's what I did there. And then after I added the glaze, I then added a little bit of microfine glitter. So I did both butterflies. This one I did in the orange and the other one in the blue. And then I had the little butterfly body from another die set that I just added. I inked it the same color and added it.
That's gorgeous.
So that's that design. And then I think we're getting to so this was, so I thought, well, this is a great size for gift tags. And so this was a gift bag I made. And what else also I wanted to show was that you can use it with pattern paper. So this was a gift bag I made from pattern paper, and you can see I had a little bit left over. So I used it. I used the frame, and it makes a great gift tag as well. Yeah. And then on the opposite side, I used the words that came out of, so this was the negative I used, or what I'm
You didn't
calling
waste
negative.
anything. You used it all.
I didn't waste, but it also is one way to show you how you can use both parts of the die. You cut it once and you get those two pieces.
That's great.
To add to projects. And I don't think I showed you, oh yes,
beautiful.
In here. So this is a just because frame. So this is the frame that comes with it. But the other thing you can do is you can do inlay. So I cut the green rectangle with the just because. So I had a green just because. But then I thought, oh, I'm going to do inlay, and I just cut it from white. So then you can make the two colors. And
That's
then
great.
As I was making some samples too, you can see, the unique thing about these is that the words are separated enough that you can actually cut it down the center. And kind of hard to see behind everything. And so then you can use opposite colors. I used the blue thank you for one of my samples, but you see you can even get a triple color if you wanted.
That's great.
So again, so many ways you can use these dies and frames, and they are all interchangeable.
By the way, Kathleen loves the butterfly stencil.
Yes, it's very pretty. All the stencils are very, they can give you such lovely results using them all the different ways you can use stencils. So now what I thought I would just demonstrate how you can also use the dies with glitter and double-sided tape or the die cut and bond. Now I didn't add the die cut and bond to the back of my die cut, but first I'll just show you this die cut. I actually then die cut the fancy frame around the edges. So it actually became a little bit smaller because I made the edges fancy. So another way to use your frames, and you can change the size of your sentiments as well. And then what I wanted to do here was, because I have this, I'm considering my negative, I just cut a piece of paper that I know was going to be the appropriate size to just fit behind my sentiment. And now what I'm going to do is just peel off the protective layer on the double-sided or the die cut and bond. And I'm just going to just do it halfway because I want to make sure I'm going to get it lined up properly. And then once I'm happy with the placement, I can remove the remainder. And now what I've done is I've adhered the entire sentiment, and now I have the opening is sticky. So what I'm going to do is just add, this is microfine glitter, but you can use any glitter. This is just what I had that was kind of in green. And I'm just gonna pop a little bit of glitter down, and I'm going to just burnish it into the openings.
That's great. I can tell you, Marilyn, I get so inspired when I watch you do your demos. I'm like, I want to try every idea.
And now my house is so dry from the cool weather, so the glitter is sticking, and I couldn't find my little glitter magnet. But so now you can see very quickly.
Oh, that's brilliant!
You have
such a good idea.
Beautiful glitter sentiment, and that was so
fantastic.
simple. And you can use that
way,
for any of. Sorry.
I just got a couple comments I want to make sure to. Eve says, HSN, love it. Sean says, loving these dies. Lenine said, so many great ideas. Love all the samples. And I promised you guys, right? I said, you got to stay with me to see everything she's going to do. She's truly one of the most creative people I have ever had the pleasure of knowing and working with. And you just learn so much. And I know she's got even more to do, but absolutely. Oh, and by the way, Julie says, I was just being silly. I'm doing that now. Glad you're back, Evelyn. You look great, and Leo is beyond adorable. So we're getting a few Leo comments. Yeah. Let me go over what the kit is, and then Marilyn, I'll come right back to you because I know you've got more to show us, but let me explain what's happening. It's your choice of, now everything you've seen her so far do, she's done using the outsides, the insides. In fact, just in case you missed it, let me show you some examples. Like, remember, you can use the inside like this. You can use just the words. You can use the outside. She's cut the corners off and used that. She did the stenciling with the glitter using something like this with the die cut and bond that we'll talk about in just a few moments. Here's just an outside frame you could use with something else. I mean, obviously, you know, the ideas are just endless with this. But your choices are birthday wishes, thank you, just because, and you are so special. And again, all of these can be intermixed, however you want to use them. Then and one of you said you love that butterfly stencil. Here's the butterfly stencil. It comes in 3 different sizes. I think both of these are gorgeous. And then we have the tulip stencil. The tulip stencils and the butterfly come in at $11, and we have 5 flex pays on it. What is that? If we did 5 flex, let me see if I can find my other card on that one. Hold on 1 second, please. Everyone stand by. Is $2.20 on any major credit card to get one or the other of the stencils. And the die is actually $17.85. And again, we have 5 flex pays on all of the dies as well. So here's your chance to get it. If you tuned in late, I am going to show you exactly how you use the die cut and bond. I think I'm all right. Why I always want to say cut and bond. Yeah, the die cut and bond, I got it right. I'll show you exactly how Marilyn used this after I say goodbye to her. So in case you missed out, it's one of my favorite products that we've ever had on, and it's tough to keep it in stock, and everybody buys it, and it always sells out when we finally get it back. So Marilyn, I'm gonna throw it back to you. I just wanted to kind of give a quick recap in case somebody joined us a little bit late. What are you gonna show us next, my love?
Well, I've kind of gotten through all my samples. But
what's that one right there with the tulip?
Yes, well, this was a frame I cut, and then I embossed it with one of the stencils. So now I can add some color to that. So just another way you can use the little frames that you're going to get. I think they're very versatile for they're really good for the A2 size cards. So for 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the card that I have here. So this is the frame, so you can see how it fits nicely on that size. But then, of course, you can use it in a variety of ways. Like I quite like the little frame corners. And then, of course, just around your sentiment again. Yeah, so the frames, and then this, like you had said, was really nice with the black on black.
No, that's stunning. But you're like, when you're holding it up so beautifully, because you can really see the details of those frames, and even the details on the little edge of the border that you have around you are so special. It's beautiful.
Yes, yes. Oh, and the other thing, the dies, you see that little, it's a debossed area around, and that comes with each of the dies. So you can kind of see it there. So it debosses the little rectangle around the sentiment. So I didn't point that out before. Sometimes you don't see it, but it does. All of them have that as part of the die set.
You know what's interesting about that too? It actually makes it look more layered when they debossed.
Yes, yes. It's another way of adding dimension. This I did add some like the foam tape in between, but you can also see how it's when you cut it, the details are really nice, and they don't. I did use fairly thick cardstock, but it's not flimsy, so it cuts it nice. It's thick enough to support it. So.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Okay, and also, do you have any, just real quick, because I love picking your brain when I have you on, if you go back to where you were starting to do the tulips and you were going to add the ink to it, do you have a preference of the types of ink you use to do all this inking with the stencils and doing your tulips that are embossed?
I use, for this one, I use the Distress Oxide inks. But I also have a set of just dye inks. So dye inks dry faster. The Distress Oxide take a little bit longer, and they react with water. And then pigment inks, which you can also use, pigment inks are a little bit brighter, and then they stay wet a little longer, so you can use the embossing powders with them. They stick to it better.
Oh, nice.
However, like I did with the one example, which one? This one. I actually, because I used dye ink with this, and then I used Versamark on top, then I could add some embossing powder to create just that sparkle.
So
I did
just
use
used
some clear embossing powder.
You just use clear Versamark to create the sparkle.
I use the clear Versamark to make this area sticky, and then I add a sparkle embossing powder.
That's great, and then embossed it. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, let me get a. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The rest of it is kind of. I did use some clear embossing powder, because then you can do like a resist technique.
Of course. Okay, so here we go. Eve said, really great ideas. Julie says, she's so creative. I told you guys she is. Lenine says, I think I have to rewatch. Yeah, you know what's really funny, Lenine? I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, between the gold fleck, and I'm going to again show you how to use you're kind of making stickers out of everything. I'll show you that a little more in depth in a second. But I'm exactly with you, Lenine. I was like, I'm even going to have to rewatch this one because, again, Marilyn just comes up with these amazing ideas that just it is worth watching it again just to be able to be inspired. And I always am like, I've got to do that one. Oh, I've got to do that one too. That's so cool. All right. Well, Marilyn, as you know, we absolutely love you joining us. And I was so thrilled because you're our last guest for this season. So we're not going to be back until January. So thank you for wrapping up a successful year.
Well, thank you for having me, and I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season and a very happy new year.
All right. Well, thank you so much, darling. Always good to see you. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
So for those of you who are brand new, I know you're just like, oh, Suzanne was right. Yeah, whenever you see Marilyn's going to be on, tell friends, family members, share the word. She is just, right, mind-blowing, right? Just some of the most creative ideas. And we do get so inspired. All right, so what I'm going to do while we have just a couple more minutes is I'm going to show you just a little bit about what she did and how she did it using this. Now, this is a big old roll, and for me, it lasts a really, really long time. We have a very difficult time keeping this in stock. And just so you'll know, the item number on this is 1326958. It's from Creative Expressions, but Couture, what is it? Oh, Creative Couture actually makes it. And this is 72 feet long. Wait. Is it? No, it's 82 feet long by almost 5 inches. So it's going to fit through most of our machines and all that kind of good stuff. It's $25. We have it on 5 flex. Basically, it's going to kind of make a sticker out of anything. Now, here's the difference is if I'm using a regular tape runner and I am going over something really intricate, for example, we'll have to go on the overhead on this one. Let me get a purple piece of paper out here. Now, and this is probably for you newbies too, but mostly. But if I'm using a tape runner and I'm going over this, here's what happens. I call them boogers. What happens is, you see how fine and teeny this little edge is on that die, right? Well, then look what happens. You see all that tape right there. That ruins your card. Everything gets stuck to it. Or you're trying to like take a tool and press it down and you're trying to get rid of the tape. Or for years, I've had this little rubber square that I take over and it sort of picks up the little boogers, little tape boogers, right? Well, what this does is that this takes care of that whole problem, and it doesn't matter how fine these little images are. Wherever it touches paper or vellum or whatever is the only place it's going to actually apply the sticky. So there will be no sticky in here, okay? It's brilliant, quite frankly. So I'm going to just show you really quickly a demo of it. So what I did was, this is the one we're working with, right? I'm going to cut both these out at the same time, and this one is birthday wishes. All right, now this is my piece of paper, so I want my images to come out as white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and when Marilyn said she did that heart with the gold fleck, she just actually die cut out at a heart, peeled off one side, put the gold flecking on it, and she was done. What I really like about this is you can control how much you're going to use. So I kind of set it like this, and then again, I want my finished product to be the white card. So I'm just going to place this down right here, and then I'm just going to cut off. And basically this is a giant roll of double stick tape without any of the hassles. The other nice thing I really like about it, it cuts super clean. It's so easy to use. So there it is. That's going to be the back side, right, which I'm going to have all my sticky. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down. That's the outline border that you just saw Marilyn working with. I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to center it, and I'm going to put a little tape on here, just keep everything in place while it goes through the machine. Now I happen to be using our Marquee machine. It works fine. It'll work with any machine you have, whether it's electronic or it's a good old-fashioned hand cranky. You should be in great shape with it. You go through, it's going to cut it, yada, 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 yada. Okay, now here's the brilliant part of this. So when I take this out, what has now happened is now these have become full stickers. So instead of just being a piece of paper, now every little part of this is a sticker. So let me go ahead and pop this out. Now, what we don't have are the little boogers, the little glue boogers, because that really is a pain in the you-know-what. I mean, just trying to get rid of those is so difficult, and most people only use tape runners, and a lot of you who might be brand new, are frustrated because you're like, how do I do something lacy, and how do I keep the tape and all that stuff that keeps sticking to my cards? And again, so this is going to create, I'm just going to kind of pop it out as fast as I can, but this is going to create not only a beautiful frame, but wherever I have paper is the only place there's adhesive. Now, the other great thing about that feature is everything gets stuck down. You ever try to stick something down, you put a little adhesive hidden here, a little piece of adhesive hidden elsewhere, and then, of course, it's not really stuck to your card very well. So I'm going to pop this over real quick, and then with my handy dandy Cricut tool, which I use, I don't know about you guys. Tell me online if this is true. I use this Cricut tool for a gazillion things. Now look what happens. See what I'm doing? That's it. Now everything has become a sticker, and nothing that I don't, there's none of the little glue, the little tape boogers. So I'm going to put that one down as the beginning of my card. And then we're going to try to do the second piece. Okay, look at that. Isn't that cool? And now there it is. It's completely stuck down. I don't have this part lifting or this part lifting because I only was trying to sneak tape here or here. And I do want, if you guys can agree with me on this, or if you have kind of the same issue that I have. Right, and Julie says, and it doesn't show through the vellum. Thanks, Julie, you're absolutely right. Marilyn says, I got a rotary cutter at DT and it cuts it so easily. Oh, that's a good idea. Julie says, I use that tool for everything, right? I mean, I made a scrapbook page with my advent calendar project I'm doing online on Facebook, and use this to put stickers down the day. This is such a good tool. All right, so let's go to here. I'm not going to do this whole thing because a lot of you get the idea, but I'm going to pop this out, and this is going to give me both the positive and the negative that Marilyn was talking about. So what happens, let me get this little edge right here. Again, look how handy this tool is. If you don't have this tool, it was designed for Cricut, the electronic cutting machine. It is one of the greatest tools you could ever have. So even if you don't have a Cricut, what?
You could shop it here. We called out that tool tool.
Oh, do we have the tool?
Yeah, we do.
I'm telling you, you use it for everything. It is worth its weight in gold. You know what I used it for today? I was trying to get a tag off a Christmas gift, and it was stuck on really, really good, and I was getting...
Pick it up.
Yeah, I was able to pick the tag off and get all the little parts off. I mean, I do. I use it for, I'm telling you, I probably use it. It's probably one of the most used tools in my house is this darn thing. It's so handy. And there's something about the tip point that's so good because I actually got kind of a bad version of it and I got it as like some freebie or whatever. And it just didn't have the right thinness of the tip on the other one. It was too thick and just did not work. So no one should be without this little Cricut tool. I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what it's called, picker or a hook or what. I don't know what it's called. Weeder, thank you. Oh gosh, look at you, Evelyn. Evelyn's been gone for 3 months and she still remembers this stuff and she's not a heavy duty crafter like I am. Okay, so here we go. We get the last little piece out. All right, so now here's what's so amazing about this. Now that I've cut these out, now how do you glue this on, right? I mean, that'd be such a pain, right? And now, again, I'm gonna have to do this really carefully because there's some thin little bits on here, but here's what you're gonna love about it. Even these little teeny parts will have sticky on them. If I can grab that. Come on, don't be, oh, here it is, look. And it peels off pretty nice. And this is intricate. I mean, this one's a toughie because it could tear apart, but it really doesn't, even if it pulls apart, it's okay, it'll still look good because it's got the sticky on it.
Hey,
so you can,
Suzanne,
what?
We have a funny comment.
What's
from
that?
Melina Coplin. She
Yeah.
says she uses it for absolutely everything. She calls it Dr. Hook.
Okay, guys, here Evelyn. Melina says she calls this Dr. Hook. She uses it for everything. It is. I'm telling you, it's one of the greatest tools ever. That and the scrapey tool that you get in the tool set. They're so worth having, even if you don't, I don't care if you have a Cricut. If you don't have a Cricut, you'll still, if you use a lot of stickers or you're putting down anything, I have really thick fake nails, so it's hard for me to get under stuff. But even here, what I do is I take it, see this? I take it and I hold it with this. So if I've got to put something delicate down like this thing is, and you can see I'm kind of fitzing with it, I can put this down and then I can work with it like this. So, and again, I'm going to do this fast, but you guys will get the idea. But look at this tool coming in handy. It's actually helping me. What?
Watch your bow.
Oh, is my bow in the way? Sorry, guys.
There you go.
My big fat bow on my big fat head. Look at that. But look at me using this tool. And I don't know, stuff, it just helps me so much. I should do a show on just this tool. That'd be so funny. Wouldn't it be fun? Okay, so the whole point being, look at that, guys, from tip to tip, edge to edge, and no boogies in between, no sticker boogies right in here. I've got this completely down. It's not going to peel off, and it's really a great stick. It's got a lot of stick to it. The last thing I wanted to show you really quickly is this is how she did the glitter on the interior of this. Is all she did was, again, take a piece of this, she laid it out, and then she cut. She die cut the whole thing, but you can die cut it at once, or I could go back in here and just hand cut it if I want to. Oh wait, yeah, it's sticky. Okay, so see, because this side's already sticky, so now I'm kind of doing it face up, right? And I'm going to cut this out real quick. And then she took her glitter. Okay, so then she took the glitter, sprinkled it on here, and see, all that's sticky now. So that's how her glitter was able to stick inside there. And then if you're going to go put it on a card, let's say I've got the glitter in here, all I'm going to do is come in the back and I'm going to lift this up real quick. Da-da-da. Oops, stay down. Oh, by the way, this is the other great thing. See how I made a hole and you go to lift stuff up? Oh, please, it's so good. So now remember, this would all be glitter here. You see how it's kind of transparent, right? And then that would be the glitter, and then I would put it down on my card like this, and that glitter would be filled in. I hope that makes sense for you guys. I just kind of wanted to elaborate just a teeny bit on what she had been doing. So there it is. That's how it works. This, FYI, is, I think we're at $25. We have 5 flex tonight on it, so take advantage of that. I don't think you'll regret buying this. I don't know if many of you guys are commenting on it, but I just... yeah, Marilyn, that's very funny. Lori says, wait, Evelyn is back, woohoo. I was late tonight. We'll go back to the beginning of the show. You'll see DeWitt, who's also my co-producer, director. Evelyn is here. I've got my A-team in the house tonight. Ev said, thank you so much, Suzanne, and happy holidays. So on Eve's note, I am going to wrap it up, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Now, let me give you a couple of quick notes. This is our last show for the year. I'm kind of sad. I'm a little bummed about it. But I can't thank you guys enough for making the whole year just so good. And because we've been so successful, and so many of you watch, and a lot of you guys see it on replay, we literally are getting like 60 to 80,000 people viewing it after we're done, which is pretty crazy. We've got some surprises coming up. Our next show will be January 10th. Now, a heads up, we are going to adjust the time, but don't freak out too much. We're just going to go a little bit earlier. We're actually on January 10th going to be starting now at 8 p.m. And unless I'm on the air that night, it'll pretty much stick at 8, okay? And then when it comes to January 10th, please put it on your calendar because we're going to be making a couple of really fun new announcements, some stuff we're working on to kind of bring us all together as this really cute, wonderful crafting community and really be able to kind of work with each other even closer than ever before. So it's in the works. We hope we'll have it ready for January 10th, but I'm super excited about it. And quite frankly, it's because of you guys just joining us every week and watching and rewatching the show and sharing it with others. Now, do me a favor. If you can, follow me on my Facebook page. It's Suzanne Runyon on HSN on Facebook. And then you'll see all the announcements going up to January 10th that'll keep you updated of what's happening as we get to our launch in the new year. So you guys gonna come join, put your sweater on, come on out to it. We gotta say happy holidays. And oh, you're skipping the sweater. She says the sweater's too darn hot. So from DeWitt, and from Evelyn, and from me, we love you guys. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah,
holidays.
Merry Christmas, and all that good stuff, and Happy New Year. And on the 10th, right, guys?
That's it.
10th. Bye, guys.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Do, 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 do. Feliz Navidad. Do, 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 do.